I woke up that morning to the sound of soft laughter drifting from downstairs. The kind of laughter that doesn't belong in a house carrying tension. My name is Ethan, and last night had been my fiancé's bachelorette party, something she swore would stay low-key with just her friends. I trusted her, or at least I wanted to believe I did. When I walked into the kitchen, the girls were gathered around the island, sunglasses on, coffee cups in hand, like they were shielding themselves from more than the sunlight. The second they noticed me, the laughter stopped. The air tightened, and in that sudden quiet I knew something had shifted.
"Morning," I
said, trying to sound normal. Nobody replied except her, Natalie. She looked up from her mug and forced a small smile. "Hey babe, you're up early." I stared at her, the woman I was supposed to marry in 2 weeks. Her hair was still curled from last night. Her lipstick was faded but still there. There was a nervous twitch at the edge of her mouth, the one she got when she was hiding something. "Did you have fun?" I asked.
She paused. "Yeah, it
was good. Just drinks, music, girl talk, you know." But I didn't know, because the house didn't smell like champagne and perfume. It smelled like smoke, sweat, and something heavier. Guilt. As the girls started cleaning, whispering to each other in low voices, I noticed a phone sitting on the counter. Not Natalie's. The lock screen showed a photo from last night, taken in what looked like a club, not the quiet Airbnb she claimed they stayed in. And behind the group, blurry but undeniable, was a guy with his arm around her waist. My stomach dropped. I didn't explode. I didn't ask. I just walked upstairs, sat at the edge of our bed, and tried to process the feeling clawing at my chest. It wasn't anger, yet, just disbelief. The kind that makes you question every laugh, every touch, every late-night text she swore was just from the girls. When she finally came upstairs, her tone was light, forced, almost cheerful. "We're heading out soon. The girls want brunch before they drive back." I nodded, staring at the carpet. "That picture, where was it taken?" She froze. "What picture?" "The one on Lily's phone. The one with that guy." Her breath stalled. She blinked fast. "Ethan, it's not what you think." Funny how that line always comes out before any truth ever does. She sat across from me, reaching for my hand, but I pulled away. "Just tell me," I said quietly. "Did something happen?" Her eyes dropped to the floor. "I drank too much. It was stupid. He kissed me." I pulled away. That's it. I wanted to believe her. God, I did. But the image in my head, her leaning into him, the way her smile wasn't resisting, told a different story. "I see," I said, standing. "That's all you're going to say?" she asked, voice shaking. "What do you want me to say, Natalie? That I understand? That it's fine because it was just a kiss?" I looked at her, really looked, and saw the stranger she'd become. "You've been distant for months." I just didn't want to admit it. She started crying. Real or practiced? I couldn't tell anymore. "Please don't throw this away over a mistake," she whispered. "But the thing about mistakes is they show what you're capable of. And sometimes that's enough to end everything." I didn't yell. I didn't accuse. I just walked out to my truck and sat there, staring at the driveway. We'd planned to decorate with wedding flowers in 2 weeks. The morning sun was cruelly bright. I thought about how silence says everything words can't. And that house filled with whispers, guilt, and leftover laughter that wasn't meant for me said it all. I didn't drive off. I just sat there, hands on the steering wheel, watching her friends leave one by one. Some avoided my eyes, Lily, the same girl whose phone I'd seen, looked guilty enough to confirm everything I already feared. She mouthed something like, "I'm sorry," before she got in her car. That was the moment I knew the truth wasn't going to be as small as a kiss. When Natalie finally stepped outside, she stood on the porch, arms crossed tight over her chest. "You're really going to sit out here all day?" she asked. I'm trying not to say something I can't take back, I replied.
She
sighed, brushing her hair from her face. It didn't mean anything, Ethan. I was
drunk.
Everyone was laughing and he was just what? I cut in. Just there? Just someone you figured you could forget about once you sobered up? She didn't answer. That silence told me more than any excuse ever could. I got out of the truck and walked up the stairs close enough to see fear flash in her eyes. I've been patient with you. I made excuses for the distance, the late nights, the cold tone. I told myself it was the wedding or work or something you'd eventually talk about. But now I see it wasn't stress. It was choice. Her voice trembled. You're blowing this out of proportion. Am I? I said, low and steady, because it feels like you made your choice last night, and I'm just the last one who found out. She turned away, arms shaking. So what now? You just walk away? Throw everything away over one mistake? I took a slow breath. Natalie, a wedding isn't a reward for surviving each other's lies. It's supposed to be the beginning of something honest. You can't build forever on half-truths. The silence stretched again. She looked small, fragile, but not in a way that made me want to protect her. In a way that made me understand I couldn't trust her anymore. Later that afternoon, I started packing. Not everything, just the basics. A duffel bag, shirts, my tools. She didn't stop me. Maybe she thought I'd cool off. Maybe she still believed her version of the story could hold together. Before I walked out, she spoke quietly. Are you really ending this? I looked around the house we'd spent years decorating. The rooms filled with memories that suddenly felt fake. It ended last night, I said. I'm just accepting it today. The drive to my brother's house was quiet. No radio, no calls. Just the hum of the road and the steady rhythm of my own breathing. Somewhere between the city and the highway, the numbness faded. The anger came next, but not the explosive kind. It was contained, steady, the kind of anger that burns low and never forgets. That night, she texted me. I'm sorry. Please come home. We can fix this. I stared at the screen for a long time before replying. Some things don't need fixing. They need ending. She didn't text again. In the days after, word spread among friends and family. Some said I overreacted. Others admitted they saw it coming. What they didn't understand was this. Betrayal isn't measured by what someone does. It's measured by how easily they could do it. A week later, her maid of honor called to explain everything. The guy in the picture was a coworker. They'd flirted for months, and the bachelorette party was just the moment when it stopped being a joke. She said Natalie regretted it the second it happened, but regret doesn't erase intent. It just makes the guilt quieter. I didn't respond. I didn't need to. The venue canceled without a fee when I told them the wedding was off. The photographer emailed asking if I wanted to move the deposit to another date. I almost laughed. Another date? As if there could be one. Months passed. I didn't check her social media, though. I knew she was still posting. Mutual friends said she was doing better. Maybe she was. Maybe I was too. Just differently. Sometimes I think back to that morning. The laughter, the abrupt silence, the way everyone avoided my
eyes.
It was the sound of everything I believed in falling apart quietly.
But
Here's what I learned. Silence doesn't always mean peace. Sometimes it's just the truth settling in. And that morning, the truth settled like dust after a storm, covering everything, showing what was always there beneath the surface. Because love can survive distance, pride, even time, but it can't survive the sound of laughter meant to hide betrayal.